off the hoods of cars and getting them in the cars, something like that.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're here. We are sitting here with That Porsche Girl, and we're going to talk all about getting girls off the hoods of cars and modeling and cars and a little bit of all sorts of things. She's fascinating. She's one of our new favorite people. Mrs. Ryan does the news. We've got TBT videos. We call Kat DeLorean, and we did get a story about her dad driving an NSX and hiding from the cops.
Pretty cool.
Great night.
Yay.
Right. We didn't even get into that, but we'll talk about it on the show, I guess. Because we'll have to now. That's very funny. Hi, Mrs. Ryan.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Lights in the whole bit. I forgot.
Yay.
All sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff.
Thursday show.
Do we need to take a breath again? I noticed the beginning of yesterday was one of those. We both were a little
chatter.
No, you know what it is? We both still get uncomfortable. Or I know it is for me, and I feel that it might be that with you. So whatever the show looks like with fancy lights and the whole bit, we are still like not ready to do it. You know what I mean? We don't have a producer here going like, okay, you guys ready to shake it up and
that's what
do
it
your
is.
Mamie Mima moves.
Now that you called it out, I'm aware of it, and I'm going to calm the F down.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm working on that. You literally pinpointed something I've been thinking about all morning. So. Thanks.
Seriously?
Yes.
Look at me go.
Good job.
Let's fix the mic. All right. Welcome back, everybody else. Good evening. Good evening. Tonight is Thursday, February 20th, 2020. 02202020. How's about that? Does that mean anything in your astrology world?
Yes.
All right. Well, my name is Jay Ryan. This is Nicole Ryan, and Nicole's going to tell you all about it right now. What does that mean? February. So 02202020.
2020, there's a whole thing with numerology, really. So astrologically, there's other forces at play about like outer planets and inner planets and where the moon is and shit.
It's not one thing. There's a lot of...
Okay. There's so many factors, but it's a big day, and it's a gateway, 2020. It's a big deal. Anything matching like that, like Ant, what we were talking about with you, like Ant, like numbers and 111.
Ann Anstead, Wheeler Dealers.
Ann Anstead, like understands numerology in that way. It's more of a feeling, like trying to articulate it kind of ruins it. So I'm going to stop.
The truth is, I don't know much about it, so you are kind of my conduit to the information. So I appreciate you telling, and that may be the case for our viewers out there.
I like talking about it. I talked to my friend about it too. It's really, it's like the car though. It's like, what does it mean to you? Like, what do you want to know? What do you want to find out? Because that's where you need to look.
Interesting. That's like the car?
The numbers on the car.
Oh, good for you. The 111. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should talk about our guest. Our guest this evening. You're fine. You're amazing. I love when you share stuff. Our guest this evening is That Porsche Girl. Lara or Laura? Lara, it is Lara. Okay, like Lara Croft. It's probably that's a dated reference now. You what? You didn't change? Oh, you didn't change it. Really? Oh, all right. Well, That Porsche Girl is here, and we're going to talk about Porsche and a lot of other things. I don't know what. What do you want to talk about? We should think about that already. Oh. This did get relaxed very quickly. All right, Mrs. Ryan. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do, so we should probably yap it up or stop. Yep. God damn it. See what I mean? There's a bunch of stuff to do, so we should probably get right to it. I've got East Coast feed. I've got a TBT because it's Thursday, and I have something we were going to try that was new. Let's do the East Coast feed first. So we'll get that out of the way. It's a very special East Coast feed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you'll see why. Steve Kaz, Broken the Kaz Man. Roll it out.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, East Coast feed, coming to you live from Casa de Kaz. It's Brooke, woo, and the Kaz Man. She don't want to be filmed. Calling you because of something interesting that happened tonight. So she and I were out in Brookfield tonight. We went to O'Connor's, just a local bar restaurant, and just to grab a bite to eat on the way home. And a guy taps me on the shoulder, and he sees my sweatshirt, from behind that is, and he says, Danbury Chive, you're the charity guy. And I said, yeah, we do some charity work, which I appreciate, thank you very much. And this is the gentleman, his name is Ken, and we did an event for him for his cancer, stage 4, and he is cancer-free as of yesterday. So he's finished all his treatments, and it was a really positive message that he decided to just randomly tap me on the shoulder, happened to be the right place at the right time, and he was so excited to just be there and to give thanks again and appreciate what we did as a community, the Danbury Chat community. I know that your listeners, your followers, all hear our name but don't know what we do. So I have a real job, which you all know, I work for BMW, but to give back to the people that are less fortunate, we do this Danbury Chive thing, which reaches out to different communities in different areas of the tri-state area and try to give money to the people who really need it. And this was one of the guys we did it for, and I haven't seen him in years. He remembered the name, he remembered the situation, and we were there for him when he needed it, and it was just nice. And, you know, he bought me a shot. It was one of those really good positive energy nights that you don't get every day. It's not like your typical, this isn't your typical East Coast feed, I know. But just want to let you guys know some positive energy from here out in Connecticut. And say hi, Brooke. There you go. Brooke's here too. We love you guys. Just saying we're fighting a good fight. Love you.
Oh, that's adorable. So you see, it was a little longer and not much action, but what a neat story there. So they were just out randomly, and some guy tapped him on the shoulder because of his sweatshirt. I'm gonna sum it up here if that's all right.
Just
tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, man, you know, I'm the guy." I thought that was very, very cool.
Really cool.
Really cool.
And Brooke, I like that you don't say anything again.
Back to that. All right, I would like to try something new here. I don't know if it's going to work at all, but I would like to place a phone call. I would like to place a phone call to our good friend, Kat DeLorean, because I was talking to her yesterday, and, well, let's just see if we can get her on the phone first, if this will even work. I have no idea. She was available this time yesterday. Can you hear that in your headphones?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hello, this is Jay Ryan calling. I was curious if you were available to speak on the air.
I'm always available for you.
Hello there, dear. How are you?
I'm good. Just don't tell my work.
No, I won't.
I'm actually doing right now that I'm not doing that job, right?
I won't. As a matter of fact, I'm on the phone with an old friend now, Kat DeLorean. But what I wanted to talk about today, if possible, would you... I remember some stories about your dad having an NSX. Is this true?
Oh, yeah. Multiple.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember a yellow NSX. A yellow NSX that he used to run from the cops in. Is there any truth to this? We're talking about John DeLorean, of course.
Okay. So you want this? Okay. So we had the farm in New Jersey, and where we lived, there weren't a whole lot of places, and it was kind of very rural. Every way to get to my house was a dirt road. So as you can imagine, not a whole lot of people owned NSXs or Porsches or sports cars that have to travel across dirt and gravel roads.
Right.
And my dad had a bright yellow NSX, which was financed in my name. Thank you very much. This was my car. It was my car.
I never knew that.
So, and fun tidbit, it's also the car I learned how to drive stick shift on. So there's that.
Oh, wow.
And one day, there's this little tiny road off of these dirt roads that the cops would hide on, somebody's driveway. One day we're coming back from lunch or dinner or something, I don't know. It was still daylight out, so it had to be lunch or something. And we're driving down this little road. My dad's flying, just flying. And the officer starts chasing him. And, of course, my father's in a faster car, and he knows these roads like the back of his hand. And so he flies home, and we go into the garage, and he shuts the garage door, and he says, "Shh, don't say anything." And, of course, it's the only banana yellow NSX within 50 miles. We actually had to drive 50 miles to go buy it. That's how much it's the only car in the area. And so the officer's knocking on the garage door. "Mr. DeLorean, I saw you. I know it's you." And we didn't leave until he left. And he said, "If they don't catch me, they can't give me the ticket." So there's the story of the...
oh, my God, that's
banana
amazing.
yellow NSX and the cops chasing us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. It was well worth it. We just had a couple minutes to kill, and I wanted to say hello. It was so nice talking to you yesterday.
Yes. Enjoy. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye. All right. Thanks.
That was a good story.
That worked.
Good job.
Now we know we can place phone calls.
Great.
All right, Mrs. Ryan. It's Thursday. Every Thursday we take a little stroll down memory lane, right? Don't we? What's it called?
TBT.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Here we go, Mrs. Ryan. This is from, it's actually from 1 year ago. I'm going to bring back to the studio here. This is from a year ago, this weekend. But some of the events we'll be going to again, so I figured that it would be worth showing.
Very cool.
All right, TBT. 1 year ago this weekend. Roll it, Hal. Just some diehards today. It was an adventure getting here.
The last one looks like Nefertiti. Am I tripping? Am I reading too into things here? It's pretty undeniable.
She does what she wants.
Do they leave room for cream? Wow. How cool. Good job.
It's nice that you have that.
Yeah. Nice and quick.
I love that video, though. There's so many faces in there that, like, we see, but I don't often. And I just love Jennifer Kramer, Kennel, and Sean. Like, they make my heart so happy.
I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, so this weekend, on Sunday, we will be going over to see our friend OCL and the Los Angeles Cars and Coffee. They're at the new location. They've already done it once, but this will be new for us, over at the Carousel in Griffith Park.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sounds neat.
That's
I
all
hope
the
I
stuff.
can make it.
You're gonna make it. We've already committed. We're going.
I mean,
no matter how
like,
you feel.
I hope. I mean, walk around.
Oh
God
yeah,
damn
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's time to ask the question that's on everyone's mind, Mrs. Ryan.
Well.
What is it again? I forget what the question is.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry. What's going on, Mrs. Ryan? Dun, 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 dun.
You nerd, I love you. So humans are actually responsible for 40% more methane than we say.
How much of that is Taco Bell related? I mean, are we talking about, what are we talking about? When they, from decomposition or from living?
All of the articles made it about other shit, like transporting oil and gas, and it's like...
Oh, our carbon, I see what
But we all know that, like, fossil fuels, like, that's all, we all make that, but... Like, if you're going to talk about how cows fart all the time, it's
Cheers.
just an animal thing. Good job. Thanks. But so it's all weaved into this. Like, there's wording, people use words specifically when they know what it means. And then, like, to say that humans create more than we say we do involves human function.
Okay.
It's just something else to look at before we're like, don't eat everything and kill everything and don't do just look at it. It gives us everything to look at and makes it personal.
Yeah, collect your own information. I agree. Make up your own mind.
Okay, I like Ghostbusters. We all know that, right?
Oh,
You
I don't
know
think
that.
you're alone in that. I think it's universally
But
acknowledged as a pretty good movie.
But I use the analogies a lot, like slime and.
Oh, well, that's a good one,
energy.
though. That's a good one. Dan Aykroyd did that for a reason.
I agree, and I can't wait to talk to that guy. There's new studies being done where they're levitating plasma in blood to separate proteins out and figure out what everything is so they can, like, diagnose things better. But the fact that they're levitating plasma just sounded like Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I didn't know if you knew.
I don't know what the procedure is. Yeah, I'd have to learn
They're
more about
using a magnet to create a
field?
Yeah, a field, yeah. And that's letting different proteins have different densities. So it's letting them.
Right, it creates a different state, so maybe it separates, maybe it becomes a parfait. We don't know. Okay,
Right.
interesting.
So goes.
It's a little above my head, but I think I love that you follow the medical stuff. To me, that's very important.
This article it talked about MS and like there's 4 kinds. Like when I was diagnosed, there was only 2.
Yes.
And now there's like known to be 4, and like you can tell different stuff by densities of proteins and like where things fall in the body. It's all interplay. So like me knowing stuff like that just goes, okay. It shines a light on like, okay, it's not as cut and dry as you think.
I think it's wild.
It's pretty rad. So I'll just watch Ghostbusters and let that.
I'll watch
absorb.
Ghostbusters with you anytime, and then of course this summer we have the new one coming out by Jason Reitman, the son.
Oh.
Ghostbusters Legacy or whatever it's called.
Right. I need thanks for reminding me. I need someone I
With the
talk
kids,
to.
it's kind of like Stranger Things is kind of the tone. It'll be the same canon though from the first 2 movies. Unfortunately, it sort of overlooks the Saturday Night Live one. But that's okay. This is a different. It's a different thing.
It's different. I'm excited to see that one too. Okay. 2 quick things.
By the way, I just have to say, that makes sense. No. That makes sense that it would skip that one because they didn't acknowledge the Ghostbusters canon. So if you're going to go back to the originals, you have to skip that one. I don't think a lot of people, it's a slight on the girls. Like, I can definitely see that perspective. But from my creative perspective, I don't think it is. So there we go. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
agree with you. Like, how much of the story do you want to tell? That's what editing's about, and that's what my old job was about. Like, what do you want to put out there? We'll see. Okay. So in Texas, some little kid found a pink grasshopper, which apparently is a real thing. It's like albinism. It affects a gene. Yeah, sorry, albinoism. It affects genes, and it's a recessive trait, but it used to be the dominant, like all grasshoppers were pink, and it's been found that they switched and turned more green because the penguins could be found easier. And
Makes a lot of
eaten
sense.
easier.
Survival. Darwinism in lizards and stuff.
Yeah, but pink grasshoppers are real, and take a look. And then it fascinates me. And then lastly, there is a dog that every day waits for his mailman to give him a hug. It's in
that's
Michigan.
lovely.
It's the cutest thing, and like it came out of nowhere, and the mailman's dog had passed away.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
humans didn't know until recently, but it's a golden retriever, 1.5-year-old puppy.
Animals are just such good therapy.
They know.
Yeah, they do. I just think that's so stinking sweet because I mean, generally, it's the dogs and the mailmen don't get along. You know.
Yeah, we're
the
finding that
stereotype.
every duality that we created is farcical. Like we don't need to worry about it.
Everything is everything.
Super cute.
Oh, and that's been What's Going On, Mrs. Ryan. There we go. Beautiful. I think we actually got it all done. Did we do it all?
I think so.
Everything on my card is done here. What it is time to do now is take a break and get our guest, Lara, that Porsche girl, in here.
Can't
Talk
wait.
about some cars, all sorts of stuff. Since she arrived, all we've been doing is talking about previous guests, Johnny Lieberman and Aunt Anstead. So funny. All right, more to come right after this. Laura's going to be sitting in that chair right there. More late night playset back. Blah blah blah. See you later.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
Stop talking. We have so much to say.
A little Linda make-believe right here. All right, we'll bring that over to you wherever you are comfortable. I just noticed your shirt. I love that. I love that artist.
Yeah, Gary Schechner.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right, that's it. Mrs. Ryan, let's start this thing. We are sitting here
please.
with Lara, that Porsche girl. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me? I don't know how.
You're fine.
Do you want me closer?
Is she
Are
good?
you comfortable?
Yeah,
I
just
can
be
hear you,
comfortable.
but I see you leaning.
Well,
so
I just want to make
get
sure you can hear me.
comfortable.
Sometimes people get a little too hot on the mic, you know?
Oh, you did notice that. Johnny Lieberman did
Yes,
that.
he did.
That's a riot.
Sorry, Johnny.
It's not his fault. We're not wearing headphones, and she doesn't tell us.
Yeah, he was a little on top
I didn't
of
realize
it.
you were eating it. Sorry.
Yeah, he was like,
But I like you a lot, dude.
it was kind of like a radio kind of thing. I think he just
Yeah.
was getting real close.
Proper. What's happening? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for. We've never met you, so this is
I
kind of
know,
exciting. The
I
first time
know.
we meet you is when you're walking into our home.
I know, I love it.
I just found out you were from New York too. Can we
Well,
start
I'm not
there?
from New York. I lived there.
Oh.
I did some modeling there, and well, let's start from the beginning.
Sure, let's
go
start
back
anywhere
now.
you want.
I actually was born in Seattle and then was raised in Orange County
Oh.
and then moved to Lake Tahoe for high school. I have like 2,000 lives. It's going to sound like I'm lying, but then moved to Colorado for a little bit. And then I won a contest for a mall. So I am Miss Cinderella City. It's no longer a mall.
What? You mean it?
We tore it down.
You won a contest at a mall.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it was like a modeling contract. And
You
I was
didn't
like,
win a mall.
Yeah. So I said, well, I'm not doing this in Denver. I might as well just pack my bags and head to New York. And I just did with a handful of pictures. And
To be a model.
yeah, and that doesn't work. And they just said, show up with your pictures. And so I just moved to New York with a one-way ticket, no help from my parents. And after I paid for my women's hotel, and I think I had 3 weeks I could stay there, I had $40 to my name and no job. And I knew nobody in New York. So
This is how every good story starts, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're on the right track.
I was either going to head straight into prostitution, or something was going to happen good for me, or I'd be a waitress. And I chose waiting. So, yeah, what could go wrong? So I moved there, and I actually really loved it.
I would imagine so. I love New York also.
Yeah.
That's a bumper sticker. Somebody should definitely coin that.
Yeah.
With a heart and the whole bit.
I feel like they might have done that.
But you were a Letterman fan when you were in New York? Or you were a Letterman fan in general?
I was
How
always,
did that
I
come to
mean,
be?
he's just, yeah, he was the greatest.
Yeah.
I think my opinion, you're probably going to get mad at me, but I thought at the end he kind of, we got a little more cynical, and he didn't
The
seem to
end?
love it as much.
Why would I get- yeah, why would I get
no,
mad
but
at
I
you?
mean, he just seemed to be not as in love with the.
I've got my own opinions and my own issues with it, but for me the show ended pretty much around the time I took the microphone, and it had nothing to do with that. The show that I used to love was the NBC show, and that was still kind of carried over for the first year or so to CBS with all the excitement
Yeah.
and the Bill Murray and the all the stuff, and eventually it became a different show, and it's
Yeah.
sort of different producer, different director, all the different things happened,
Yeah.
and the only thing that stayed the same was the guy in the frame.
Yeah.
So
But he
yeah,
was
I
always-
kind
he
of get
was
it.
awesome.
30 years is a long time to do anything.
Yeah, that's true. You get sick of everyone, I'm sure.
There's a lot that comes with duties and jobs that you don't necessarily know are there in the beginning. So who
It's
knows?
better than digging ditches, though, I would say.
I think so. All right, so I'm glad that you're a Letterman fan and actually get it.
Yeah.
I bet
Oh,
you
yeah.
get
I watched one of them, and you were talking about it, and I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait to see it."
Should we start with Porsche? How did you get into cars? You're a model. What do you want to tell people
I know
about you?
It's kind of a silly situation.
But I don't want to reveal too much also, because I know some things you're private about. So it's one of those where I want to follow your lead. I'm curious, but I want to follow your lead.
Pretty much an open book. I think social media is a little nerve-wracking because pretty much out of the gate, I got somebody calling my personal phone, and I was kind of taken back by it because it was a little aggressive.
How did that even happen?
Well, apparently, I think I had it up on my. I didn't think I did, but it just the things that were said were just a little inappropriate, and so I have to say I have not had any bad stuff happen.
Oh, good.
Since then, so
you're just being careful, is all.
Yeah, I mean, just you know how people are. Social media can be a little crazy, and people feel like they know you, and
do you find that that's the problem? Because that's what we find. The social media isn't real. You know what I
It's
mean?
not.
So people write their own perception as to what's going on from your social media, whereas that may not align with the reality at all.
Yeah, I'll be going along, and I'm getting growth, and I'm getting this, and I'm getting some cool things to happen, and I'm here, and then I'll say, this is nothing. This is all air. What is this? And I always have to reset and realize it is really, cars have always been my passion since I was a little girl, starting back why I started with Porsche. And I called it Porsche forever and still want to. I know. And everyone's correcting me to say Porsche, and I want to call it a Porsche. But
I think we grew up with Porsche, right? All the people in our neighborhood said Porsche, and if you said Porsche, you were an asshole.
And I've spent time with a lot of French people, and they call it Porsche. So, but I guess his name was pronounced Porsche,
and that's what they go to these days.
I figure I should probably go that route.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was a little girl, none of the women had cars. They had the station wagon, and they had the minivans and the whatever, but the dads had the Porsches and the whatever, all different kinds of cars.
Are we in Seattle at this point? Where are we at this point?
This would be in Orange County.
Oh,
so I saw
gosh.
A lot of nice cars.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of nice cars growing up, so it was kind of commonplace to see nice cars in the schools and the parking lots, whatever, but the men were getting in them. And then my mom had a friend who was an executive at a company, and it was a woman. She was going over to have a glass of wine with her, and she said, "Oh, she just got a car. Come over." And it was a Porsche. And she had a brand new 911, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing."
About what year is this? Just because I'm trying to gauge the car.
It was just last year.
Okay, that's what I figured. 991 release for sure.
Yeah, it was the 991. No, I think I was 12. I said 9, but I think I was 12. And I thought, women can do it. Women can have a nice car.
That was the mark that was made.
And before that, I would look at big trucks, which is funny. I'm not a big truck person at all, but as a kid, I really wanted...
It's very Orange County, though.
I wanted a big truck to roll up and pick me up at school, so that I always had an attraction to big, like, more masculine cars, which is a terrible thing that I'm saying that, because I don't want it to be this way, but it is, more of a masculine, meatier car, not a refined car.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, the end.
I know, but calling it masculine to me, now I'm trying to change that. I'm like,
because you
not
gave it the
masculine.
designation.
It's
Right.
meatier, So, so I was always attracted to those kinds of cars, and just always wanted one. And when people would ask me what I wanted for my birthday, I would say I want a Porsche. Because what are you going to say? Really nice sheets, or
instead of a
expensive
truck,
candle?
though? Like, how did you go from Porsche from truck though?
Well, I'm talking when I was
It's not
really
meaty.
young.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Because
6,
Porsche is
7
like
years
a
old.
more sophisticated
Exactly.
version of meaty.
But yes, exactly. But I wanted to stand out. I wanted
okay.
that car, like someone going to roll up and pick me up from my kindergarten class at a huge raised truck. I'm going to get in and everyone's going to look at me, or whatever.
Yeah, it was the attention, really.
Yeah. It's terrible, right?
No, especially as a kid, it makes perfect sense. I can't wait to find out more about your childhood.
So just when I saw the first Porsche, and that is what I like about it. It's so sophisticated. It's stayed true to the design through all the years. I mean, there's just a taste level, I think, that these cars have, as opposed to, no offense, don't yell at me, a Lamborghini or I think they all have personalities, and I like the personality of a Porsche.
Yeah, I think that's very well said.
Yeah.
And very fair. That's a very fair opinion.
Yeah.
I think I align with that, actually.
Yeah.
I like all of the different marks, but you
Sure.
align personally with what you align with.
Yeah, and I tend to be a black-wearing, basic. I like more of a toned-down, sophisticated look as opposed to a flashy.
Understated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You showed up here in a whole little like a suit thing. Is this a suit? Would this be a suit?
It's a T-shirt, so I just thought I'd put a jacket over it. It's not
Oh,
a
I
suit.
see.
I have jeans on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the lady.
Like that.
That's what I'm thinking. This is absolutely the kind of thing you would have shown up to.
I used
rep
to wear
a client.
outfits like that to cover clients and go to appearances with them. It makes perfect sense to me, but I like your shirt. Like I said.
Right? This is actually, it's funny you're saying, because I really did not prep this, and you guys are picking up on it. Because you know who Gary Schechner is, right?
I like to call that Stuttgart gauge art.
Yes. Well, it's actually...
I usually hashtag it.
It's actually the gauges from my 1969 911T and the 930 Turbo. And he just said, send me a couple of pictures of your gauges, and I went out and I into the garage.
And you said, "Hey, I'm going to block you, mister."
Yeah,
I've had trouble in the past with this.
What are you talking about? He actually, and I have to look back and see how he approached me, because I didn't feel like he was a weirdo, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take some pictures." He goes, so I sent it to him, and by noon he had this style, and I posted it right up, and I guess he got a ton of people noticing it, and a ton of people requesting stuff
Pre-orders and stuff?
Yeah, their gauges and just other things like that. So I just thought it was
other people wanting custom art of the same
of
variety.
their own,
Cool.
Yeah, so he's gotten a lot of attention through just social media, which, just from me posting it. And then
awesome.
We met, and so I'm pregnant with his baby.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. No. We met.
Revelations.
We're just friends. No, we met, and he said, you can have this art, and you can sell it, and you can do whatever. And I had said once I get over 10,000 people, I was maybe going to do merch, or I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, I'll see how it goes, and then when I get past 10,000, I'm going to make decisions on closing it down or keeping it going.
I like that. You give yourself a milestone and then figure it out.
Yeah, and so it kind of came along right at the same time, and we're kind of just putting it together now. And the first printing was crooked, and I don't want to put anything out that's cheesy. So this one is straight. I just got it, I think, yesterday or the day before, and I thought I'd wear it today.
I love that.
Yeah.
So this isn't even available yet. This is custom.
This is custom, yeah. This is
Oh,
mine.
look at
So,
that.
yeah, I think it's, again, refined and kind of has the hint of Porsche, but I like the art of just that simplistic, really cool design. So
agreed.
Yeah, and I've seen you post his stuff too.
I like to repost his stuff. I mean, we don't know one another. I don't think we've met at all yet. Is he a Los Angeles person?
Yeah,
or?
I think San Diego.
Okay. Yeah, no, we hope to meet him soon. But I like the art, and he tags us in it, and so I pay it forward by
really?
sharing
I
it
thought
out
you
there.
knew
Yeah.
him. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
No, we look forward to meeting at some point.
Oh yeah, you should. You should call him. He's great.
In the meantime, I want to know what you do now, but I still want to go back to the childhood. But I don't know how much more can we do in the childhood. How or why did you want to get into modeling? What was it you did or didn't like about it?
I never wanted to. It was such a weird thing. I was living in Vail, Colorado with my high school boyfriend. And I moved out when I was 17, so we...
Hang on. That statement, you can't be anything but a model. Well, I was living in Vail, Colorado with my high school boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, it was actually in a work trail.
Ford models passed me on the... Yeah, exactly. No. On the chairlift.
No, I mean, I could go on and on. My story is so weird, but we lived in a work trailer for his dad had a painting company, and so we just moved into that.
Sure.
And I worked at the Marriott. And we would go down to Denver for the weekends because I could do it for $29. Oh. And so that's it.
That's
so we
amazing.
went to the mall, and he goes, "Oh, look at all these girls. You're cuter. You should go and sign up." And I was like, "All right." And I was shy. I didn't want.
So that's how the mall thing happened, and that's how you won the contest?
Yeah. So yeah.
Holy cow! That really is cool.
I still remember some questions too. One of the questions was, "What kind of food do you like?" And I said, "Sweet and sour pork." And then everyone laughed, and I said, "Yeah,
correct."
And then I won it, and it was really funny because I had no aspirations to be a model or any of that. So I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well just go balls to the wall and move to New York.
That's how that all happened.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow. I guess either I glossed over at that point, or I just, I didn't put the pieces together.
Yeah.
So then you know what? You're just as odd as we are then, in that you're all over the place. Like the model who likes the Porsche, who's doing this stuff with design and everything else.
Yeah. Well,
pretty with a brain on you.
Well, and just always wanting to own nice things and own a Porsche, whatever. Just work.
That was your motivation.
Yeah, and I did all kinds of things. Like, I always kept up my other skills because I knew, modeling, it has a shelf life. Well, anymore, I mean, there's some models that are 70 years old. I mean,
Sure.
Elon Musk's mom is a model, and she's killing it. But she's also Elon Musk's mom. But I forget what I was saying. What were we talking about?
Well, I was saying that you're enigmatic, you're kind of eclectic, you're all over the place, not dissimilar to us.
Yeah, I'm kind of an information junkie too, so I kept all of my typing skills up, and my I became a assistant to a producer that was a French guy, and
this is what you were saying you were doing as well as.
Yeah, actually, when I moved back from New York, I mean, it's such a long story. I mean,
well, as much or as little as you want. Well, that's what the point is.
You're the guest on the show, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a two-parter. But when I moved back here, I got into doing acting stuff, and I started doing driving in movies and doubling actresses.
Like stunt driving?
Precision driving.
Oh, excuse me.
What does that mean?
Driver, okay, so you don't bump into the camera. You're just a good driver. You can back up quickly, reset to one, pull close,
but
avoid
it's
accidents.
a skill. It's like, were you
Someone who
taught
follows
that?
directions very, very well.
Yeah,
Drive from this spot to that
not
spot.
being an idiot.
You innately do everything. You don't being told or taught. So I can't. You don't qualify for my understanding of life sometimes.
Yeah.
But do you teach precision?
So when I came back from New York, I hit the modeling agencies, and all my pictures in my book were very half lit, dark and weird and shadowy and artsy, and because New York is that way. And everyone wanted me to look like I was walking out of the Gap, and I had no smiling pictures. I never smiled. I was always like, and
trying to get a part in Rent.
That's where fish lips came from.
Yeah.
You're right.
Really mad. I don't know why, but I'm really upset.
Sexy.
Yeah. I'm sexy upset. So then I walked into the agencies, and they were like, "We want you to look like you're walking out of the Gap." They said that to me, and I said, "Goodbye. That will never happen. I don't smile." And so I went, and I actually started doing extra work. I was only 20, and I did extra work because I needed to get my SAG card, and that was the way you had to get it back then. In the golden ages.
And get the 3 vouchers and the whole bit.
Well, no, it was before that. I mean, you could not just do 3 vouchers. It was like you weren't getting it if you didn't get the SAG card if you didn't have a SAG job, and it was like how you get it.
Right.
Somebody has to. I mean,
you have to befriend an AD who will then give you one of the SAG vouchers at the end of the day instead of your
well, you get upgraded. Yeah. So
right, or an under.
So you meet people, and I did a lot of more modelly stuff. So it would be more model rate. Stuff where I would double a lot of actresses. I doubled Julia Roberts. I doubled Jennifer Connelly and Diane Keaton and
wow, that's all over the.
Yeah, Mary Louise Parker. I'm like, do I look that old? So then I met this guy Greg Elam, who is Eddie Murphy's stunt double.
Oh.
And he was he said, we need more girls. I was just saying, I'm just trying to get my SAG card. Like, what do I do? And I said, I'll take stunt classes, and he had a stunt thing going on in Carson, kind of where Porsche Experience Center is now. It's kind of that area. And so we were falling into bags and doing all that stuff. And I'm such a chicken for everything. Like I don't like that kind of stuff. Cars, I'll go crazy, but
you did it.
I don't like to hurt myself. Yeah.
But you were doing the falls and everything.
Yeah, I was training, and then they put out some cones, and we did some driving things, and he's like, "You're a very good driver. You can, do this."
I see.
So I
the
started.
Transition begins.
Yeah. So I did a lot of car stuff, and a lot of times using my own car because they'd just hire you as a precision driver, and then you bring your own car, or they'd have box trucks for me to drive, or, and not everyone can drive stick, so a lot of it was that, and burning out, or just doubling an actress, or being a cop, and. Mary Louise Parker didn't have her license, so I did all of her driving in one movie. So that kind of stuff. And then, I moved back down to Orange County with a relationship, my now ex-husband. And I just stopped doing it because just running around trying to get, I was also doing modeling, but just running up there and, constantly being in traffic to just get a maybe and not get booked. it just
a
got
lot.
old. Yeah, especially living down there and not being here. So I just kind of stopped.
Yeah, if
and-
you're commuting for your TV show or something like that, you can pallet that
Oh,
drive
yeah.
every day,
Oh, yeah.
But to just maybe get the audition or maybe get the callback or maybe do this one day here or there.
or
yeah,
walk
that's a
in
lot.
and everyone
That's a
looks
lot.
exactly different than you. Like,
There's got to be days that you just walk out.
Oh,
how do you do that?
There's
good
been
point.
maybe once or twice, or they also they're like, okay, we need to see you at 5:45 p.m. On Friday. I'm just like, in the middle of the valley.
Maybe they're testing
like,
people's
what?
commitment at that point. Do you ever
I'm
think that?
kind
As a
of with
kid,
you.
I
It's
didn't,
like
but
weeding
now I
it
It's
know.
like why Horrible Bosses is real. Like why you get put through the ringer. It's like, how bad do you want it?
Right, Buddy Ackerman.
And it all changes. Like there's some things that you shouldn't sit through, but like that sounds like they're testing you sometimes.
I've done some casting since then, and I'm like, this is going to be the fastest casting I've ever been through. I need this, and this is, go. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, yeah, I'll know.
I know what
I'll
I
let
need
you
and
know.
nothing else.
Yeah, you just know how to do it. It's so easy and so fast for me. I should be a casting agent because I can do it. So if anyone's offering now.
Yeah, there we go.
No, but yeah, so then I just started, I thought, I'm going to leave the modeling. I'm not going to do it anymore. And every time you say that.
Oh, big job, right?
Yeah, something. So I was wanting to be a salesperson at St. John Knits, which is just a clothing. I'll stay in
At what's it called?
St. John Knits. It's a clothing company.
Oh, okay.
I call
Dumb
it Forever
guy over here.
65. Yeah.
Is it the catalog?
No, it's just a clothing company.
Okay.
It's just a high-end
Okay.
knitwear for 65-year-old women. And so I ended up being the measurements, and I became their fit model for 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what I do now. So now I work for myself. I left and I work for myself, and I have an agent, but a lot of it's like word of mouth. And so I just have had clients for the last 10 years, and I just drive like 2,000 miles a month. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Just going to clients back and forth?
Yeah.
All that?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, good
It's
for
been
you.
a little less lately, but generally it's 2,000 plus a month sometimes. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, since we're driving, we should probably move on to cars.
Yeah.
You're a Porsche girl. You're that
Yes,
Porsche girl, as a
yes.
matter of fact. How did that come to be? Was that always a nickname, or did that just come up on
No.
Instagram?
Well, it's funny because I forever had a cup in my entryway because I would always ask for my birthday for a Porsche. And it just
Again.
never happened. I don't know why. And so it stayed in my friends gave me a model size Porsche, and they're like, happy birthday. I'm like, thanks. And then they gave me a red cup with tinfoil on top with like 42 cents in it. And it sat in my entryway forever, and I had been looking seriously. I'd saved up a bunch of money, and I looked very seriously for a car for several months, and then I went through a breakup. And the day before Valentine's Day was the day where I just said,
oh, jeez.
this bitch is going to get a car. I've been saving for a long time. It was actually, I waited longer than I wanted to. And so I was very serious. And I walked into a local dealership and I said, can I see this car? And the guy said, oh. And I've told this story a bunch of times, so everyone's going to be bored. But he said, oh, so are you going to go on my wall?
Whoa.
And I go, what do you mean? He goes, of the people who look and don't buy. And I went,
My God.
I go, oh my God. And I mean, I
would have said, yup, have a good one.
Yeah, I said, wow, you just said that to my face. And I just looked at him and I go, that's such a bad way to do business. Okay.
You're there ready to buy
I
a
was
car,
just
so
like,
I love your attitude.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I went over to Newport Beach Porsche, which I didn't want to go to a dealership, but I was having a weak moment. And I needed a Valentine. So I went over
I can't
there.
wait to ask you off the air where you went.
Oh.
Will you say it on the air?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I actually have bought a car from them since then, but
Well, you just mentioned the neighborhood, and we
I
know
brought it up
a
again.
number of people, places down
they
there.
know.
I was just curious.
They know who they are. They have a lot of Porsches on their deal. No, I shouldn't say anymore. I don't want to be mean. But
I'm wondering if it's where we bought our car.
mouth it.
Looks like no.
I
All right.
Maybe
It's in Laguna. The place I'm thinking of is in Laguna.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway,
now that that's out of the way.
Yeah, so I went over to Porsche at Newport Beach, and I had been there the day before to look at the new Panamera. And it was just out in 2010 is when I bought my car. And I left, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's either I eat or I get this car, you know. And so I left the day before, and then I came back the next day, and I walked in, and I said, I just left another dealership. Do you have a black 911 with black top? And I was like, all business. I was like, black, black, black. And he said, we just got one in. Let me wash it. And I said, don't wash it. Just pull it around. I want to see it. And he's like, well, let me wash it. I said, pull it around. We're having a moment. And so we were laughing, and I got in the car, and I just knew. I just accelerated, and I was like, oh, shit, I'm buying a car today. And so I did. And when I got back, we negotiated a little bit. And I'm like, that's the price of an S. This is a regular one. I don't know. I said, let's look at KBB real quick before I make this decision. And then I said, okay, this is what I'm willing to pay. And I said, you have 5 minutes to make this deal. So he ran in. He came out in like 3 minutes. He goes, all right, it's yours. I go, okay. And he goes, go. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, go do, leave and come back. We have your information. And so I said, I can just drive away. He goes, yeah. So it was like getting a coffee. It was amazing.
We did that. That's hysterical. That was our experience at the same place too.
Yeah.
They literally said, all right, go. While we call the bank or whatever we had to do to get the car that day.
Yeah, they Googled me. They were like, who's this chick? That's
so simple. It was so, oh, God damn, I can't believe it wasn't the same place.
Well, no, it was Porsche Newport Beach.
Oh, that's right. This was the good experience. That's right.
The good experience. Yeah. So
that's right.
So when I went back, they were lovely, and they said
They're
don't ever
down
discount. Yeah, we don't ever discount anyone. That you could look homeless and come in and buy 2 Porsches. I mean, we don't know.
Right.
And so it was really nice. They treated me really well, and I felt like it was a great experience.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be a little bit.
Yeah. And then I met my boyfriend now. We've been together forever, and we both love cars. And so we've just, we just actually a couple of years ago got the 69 and built it together and kind of did the colors together and did everything together. I call it my engagement ring.
Well, that was stepped on my. Do you cohabitate? Was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not ready for marriage. It's only been 12 years. No, but we
maybe a baker's dozen.
Yeah. We actually, when I first met him, I'm like, I would never marry. It's the worst business thing you could ever do. And he's like, yeah, right. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. But we have a trust. I owe everything. I own everything. I'm smart, but yeah, we don't really think it makes a difference.
Well, where does the Porsche? I mean, it's not just your Instagram name and your pictures. I mean, it's sort of your own personal culture. Mm-hmm. What is that all about? Where does that come from? Just
always loving them. And then the reason I did the Instagram was I was doing a travel bloggy one, and it was just kind of everyone's doing a travel blog, and I was going on a trip to Italy, and I said, it's like, it's hard to get followers, and this is like weird. And I didn't know. And then I talked to a girl, and she goes, oh yeah, everyone buys their followers.
Oh God. I love that conversation.
And I was going on the trip. I'm like, well, I just want to get free hotel rooms. I'm like, I'll buy some followers. And I do not suggest ever doing it. It was fine, whatever, for whatever I needed to do. But so I started posting cars because I love cars, and I'd been to some collections and saw some really cool stuff, and I posted cars, and my boyfriend goes, you should just do one with like cars and girls. Guys are so stupid, they'll just like it.
Yeah. Crack the code.
And so we were actually in Ventura visiting some friends in a hotel room, and I just woke up and I wrote Porsche Girl, and it was like taken. And I said, that Porsche Girl. Oh, it's not taken. Okay. And it was just that.
Wow.
And it took off. I haven't bought one follower because I respect the community too much.
We haven't either.
You shouldn't. And also I keep
But
my
there's
analytics.
a lot of people that do, and I don't judge them as much as I used to. Yeah, but I used to have a judgment against it, and then now I see when you're trying to do it organically how fucking hard it is. It's really hard to go grassroots like we want to.
You have to really. My boyfriend says he wants to mount my phone right here on him.
Right.
It's just to get some attention. No, but because you really have to pay attention to things and comment and talk and do all that stuff, and it becomes a game, and I think that the algorithm kind of screws with you to you're like, well, why did it drop?
Yeah.
Why did I post this picture? And they don't, and I really don't care if people like things. I don't care if they like when I do stupid things on there. I don't have that. I have kind of a thick skin, obviously modeling all these years and being rejected 2 million times. You're like, okay, you don't like me, that's cool, moving on.
Yeah.
And so, I really don't care what people think, but you get into the game of it. Because I had that goal of getting to 10,000. And
how long did that take you to reach that goal?
Okay.
Okay. Getting real.
Okay, my personal account has 1,025 or something. I've had it for 7 years.
Is that where you were originally buying followers?
Definitely not interesting in real life. What?
Is that where you were originally buying followers? The personal account?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That was like I was going on a trip
unrelated.
and I wanted to get free hotel rooms with my friend. Like it was that basic. I was like, I'm going to do and I have some really great, I've traveled a lot in my life. And so I had some really great, so I put up a cool thing. I actually did a blog. I got a sweatshirt. I mean, I went for it. I don't do anything half-assed.
I love it. It's fun.
So when I did this, it was just more, I just had more of a respect for it and the people and all that. And I just, I started it last year in March, the end of March.
Less than a year.
Yes.
Wow.
So, and that's why I say, I'm like, I haven't bought, I mean, I've actually kept a tally every single night at midnight. I do my analytics and it's just to, and I was averaging like 20, then 30, and now I'm averaging about 50 a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Gain.
Yeah. Sometimes 90, sometimes 33, whatever, when the algorithm gets cranky. But it's insane.
That's amazing and awesome.
Yeah, and
to have that speedy growth without buying.
Well, and the quality. I think the quality is important too, because like you're not going to get anything from it if you.
Quality is what it's all about.
It's all about that.
That's really so many of these social media forums came about, and then quickly everyone was like, I can't play. I'm not witty enough to talk on Twitter. I'm not good enough at taking photos to do Instagram.
Yeah.
Like everyone's figuring out what they like to look at, and sometimes it's not your own voice and vision, which is great.
And even I started with all my own pictures, and it said everything is mine unless otherwise, marked or whatever.
Right.
And now I'm just an absolute thief. But it's really curated.
You are so funny.
I want to. I go
not
right
really
down
thief. Aren't you helping promote?
Well, it's become that now. People are like, "Will you please put mine up?" And
the P-Car guys kind of taught me a little bit about that by sharing. That's why
Sharing
I share that guy's art because they took the time to tag you in it. Why wouldn't you? It's very
Pass it
easy.
along.
And I was
it
like,
becomes a little
"You're
love
so right,
fest."
Aaron.
Yeah.
Thank you for that note. You're totally right."
That's how I found all the girls. Okay, so and then it became a thing of really. I started doing the dead girls on cars. I don't know if you've ever seen it. So when you see girls posing on cars and they look like they're dying,
No, I've never seen this.
I tell the story of their passing. Usually it has something to do with Ugg boots, Starbucks.
So you'll grab someone else's photo and then you'll write the story for it?
How they died,
That's brilliant.
God.
That's hilarious.
Dead Girls Academy? No, Dead Girls Coffee
Dead
Club?
Girls.
Dead Girls what?
It's Dead Girls on my bubbles in my Instagram for That Porsche Girl.
Oh gosh, it's not its own. I see.
Yeah.
Great.
So people latched onto it, namely the president of Porsche Club LA, Mariana Small.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, that's hilarious. I love you. What's going on?" And she actually hooked me up with Automobile Magazine. They were doing a bunch of things on women, and she said,
The Women in
love
Porsche
this
thing.
girl. Yeah. And then also like Lorena Esposito reached out, and we were just talking about, when guys say stupid things like, "Can I see your feet?" And you're like, "No, you cannot see my feet."
Send me pictures of your gauges.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
weird things happen. I get weird things like that all the time. I totally give you props for sending photos.
And a lot of times I'll just say, if some guy goes, "I love your voice," but he says it in French, "Ta voix." I'm like, okay, you know who you are. But he does it all the time, so I always just write, "Relax,"
What we're talking about here.
What are you doing?
Giving people a little taste.
Oh, yeah. How they die.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, dead as disco.
It's very Sharon Tate,
Yeah, this is
LA,
good.
Quentin
Yeah.
This is good.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah,
So
they're all good.
I've
They're all
had
pretty funny.
Abigail Bassett. She's also a writer. She reached out. She's like, I've been in automotive journalism, and let me just tell you. And I mean, the weirdest things people, glom onto. And so I actually have to do a couple more posts of that. But I just do different weird things.
So is this your creativity? Is this just this is how your brain works? So I'm going to fire it off.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
just
we're
kind of
sort of that
quick.
way.
Yeah, it's just quick. I actually posted him. I said either everyone's going to unfollow me or it's going to be funny and they'll get the joke. And it was one person wrote to me and said, "Dear Lara, I love your page, and can I ask you why you do the dead thing?" And then I explained it, and she says, "Oh, I get it. I love it." But
sometimes people need context if they can't put it together themselves.
Yeah.
We run into that.
it's fine.
Is that all it was?
They don't need to understand it. It's just it made me laugh.
Do you
So-
like it? Do you find it
Yeah, I
entertaining
think
in
it's-
any way? Great.
I think it's funny,
Okay.
yeah. And then I love that the girls kind of attach themselves to it because they think it's
Yeah.
because we're trying to get girls off the hoods of cars and into them and driving, And that's where all the girls got together. So now we're just in a group of girls that do drives, and we have Christmases things together, and we spend time together.
So you are part of the Women in Porsche group.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
Lorena's
cool.
been here.
I
We-
didn't
yeah,
know
we
that.
love
I
that.
love
yeah,
her.
yeah, she was the one who kind of started it, and then I made a point to meet her, and she had, we DM'd each other, and we kind of all came at the same time, and then
That's how it works out. Are
yeah.
you Def Sushi then too? Do
No,
you know her?
she's-
Oh, that's
and I
different.
know her.
That's a
No,
different
it's
one. Okay.
different.
No,
All right.
she lives
Sorry.
in Huntington. Yeah,
I
she's
get
in the
confused.
group. She's
Oh, she is. That's what I'm saying.
she's in
So
the
you-
group. She's building her car with Lorena. And just a bunch of girls that get together and drive, and some people from other countries have said, "Can I join and can I be a part of it?" And there's a girl, Women in Porsche UK.
That's so cool.
they're
So
carrying
it
the
is a
torch over
group.
there.
You are, I mean, for lack of a better term, a
Friends.
club of members or
Yeah.
whatever.
We all got together at Pekla, and Jen was really nice to
G.I. Jen?
G.I. Jen. She's my fave. She got us all together, and actually Mariana got us all together. We had a lunch there, and she came and shared her story as well. And she's not really like into the group thing, but she came and just talked to us and explained how she got to Pekla. And so we all had cool stories that all brought us together in different ways. And a lot of the girls are really shy, and they were like, we're all very shy. And I'm like, I'm not, But we had a lot in common. So,
Well, they're doing a lot of video stuff and everything. Are you involved with that at all?
like,
I don't know. There was like some interviews and stuff,
Yeah,
and
I
it
think
looked very
Lorena
cool.
was doing that. She's asked me to do it. She hasn't done it in a while. And,
Okay.
And
It's a
she's
work in
been-
progress, maybe.
Yeah, they're doing. I actually want to wrench on the car with Def Sushi and her just to be a part of it and just help out.
Do you have any experience in that regard of getting the hands dirty, just turning bolts and
I've pulled
stuff?
an engine on a VW.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome!
Because
This is
car's
again
all
the model who takes her car apart. You know what I'm saying?
in Denver. I had a 64 6-volt Bug, and it caught fire. Of course, I was wearing all white, and like a movie, this guy was watering his lawn, and I just grabbed his hose and put it out, and the car
Wow.
still drove. It was the worst. It was just the worst car. It was my first car, and I used to take the gas and put it into my ashtray and pour it straight into the carburetor. I don't even know what it was, but
you would use the ashtray just as a container
yeah, and then pour it straight in to get
to
it to
fire
start.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I
can't imagine why it caught on fire. What is happening?
I did it so many times, and I was just frustrated because I was late for work, and it just got.
You just explain it, and it
Yeah.
splattered everywhere, and that ignited.
Sometimes you shouldn't do that.
But luckily, this hose put it out, and then because the mechanics were still working, that was just some fire on the outside. You just boom off
yeah,
the work.
Well, no, I had to tow it that day,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah. And then a woman tried to buy it, and I just wouldn't let her. And some guy came and he said, "I work in a shop," and I said, "You can have it."
Oh, because it'll live on.
Yeah. No, I could sell it to him. I just didn't want to sell it to another woman. It was not a good car.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
So slow. Oh, that's
Yeah, she's like, "No,
so
I'll take it." I'm like,
nice.
"You can't have it. You don't want this car."
I thought it was like emotional attachment. She was protecting the woman.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't want anyone to have that car, but someone who's working on them.
You seem to be very kind, very thoughtful, very. I don't know. Are you in touch with that kind of? Is that a conscious choice for you, or are you just kind of a nice person?
I think everyone should be nice. kind.
Agreed, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make it so.
I know. I actually spend a lot of time on my Instagram helping people find things or cars or whatever, so I
Paying
spend
it
more
forward kind of
time
thing.
than I should. Yeah. But also when I used to break down in my car, so many people who stopped and helped me, I a lot of times will stop and help people or call for them or do something. It's a little harder to do in LA. I don't want to die.
I like that you think about that
Yeah.
though. Like
even will say,
sometimes
"Sorry."
that is all. Like I've been that person. Like sometimes all you need is to just feel that love and
I'm not alone.
support.
I'm not
You're
alone.
not alone. That's
Yeah. Just even when I pass, I don't really pray, but I'll be like, oh, I hope you get it. I just
You send a little message.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I just don't. I've been in that situation, just in terrible neighborhoods.
Is that empathy? Are we connected to something, or are we just nuts?
I think it's how everyone should be, and I'm surprised when people aren't. I actually give everyone I always trust that people, and even when people don't like me, and it happens a lot, they take me wrong. I'm very unlikable.
I understand.
Me too. Yes, and you're like, I'm so
great.
nice. Yeah, look how great
The
I
minute
am.
you say that, it's like
They're like, what a bitch.
nope.
Isn't that great? I'm like, oh, but I do have a good heart. I was raised to have a good heart, and I always surprised when people don't like me because I'm coming from a really genuine place.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah,
That's a struggle.
And I let people sort of treat me badly for 3 or 4 times until they get to know me, and then I'm like, oh no, they're just going to be mean for the rest of their life, and that's totally fine too.
That's interesting.
They don't need to like me. I just
Then what do you
want
do?
them to-
Do you then just turn around and you?
I have no
Cut
problem
that
shutting
tether.
people out of my life.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of the door swings and it's like, you will never see me again.
Why are you like that? Is that an enlightenment where I just don't have time for it, or have you just been burned too many times? Where does that come from?
I have to pay you guys at the end of this. It's like therapy. I know. My friends are my therapy. My friends have been my family, and I was raised in Jehovah's Witness. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. No offense to Jehovah's Witnesses, but I'm not from that. So I always stood out weird. So I just was like trying to stay out of the, didn't want that much attention, to be honest, because I couldn't go places. I couldn't hang out with my friends the way I wanted to hang out.
So wild.
So yeah, it made me a different person. So I kind of have my childhood is now, I left it when I was 17 when I moved out. I was like, and I'm
No,
moving
you
out.
put it on hold.
What? Yeah,
I think you
just
put it
didn't
on
have
hold,
much
and
of
then
a
you
childhood.
adulted for a long time, and
Yeah.
then you're getting back to it whenever that started, and you started living that way. That's what happened to me, anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I had to put it on hold and just in my life, because then I moved out and I was doing my own thing. I mean, I never had family support or any of that stuff. So I just, did my own thing. And so I think I give people a lot of, I understand, like, if people yell or get upset, I don't get upset about that. But then if they're just unkind and they're just sociopathically unkind, or
Hurts my heart.
yeah, you just like, okay, they're not going to get better. I don't even get angry. I'm not an angry. I don't get angry at things that have happened to me. I kind of either heal it or I just move on if it's not going to be healed.
Indifference.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite aunts, and I hope she doesn't ever see this, but she was my favorite aunt, and she kind of went off because she was having health issues, but she was, I don't know what was going on, and she flipped out, and it had nothing to do with me, and it was during a time I really needed my family. And I haven't seen her since. Like, I will shut down because I don't have that time for drama in my life, because I've dealt with that, and I just look for the joy now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it. Everything is a fork in the road.
Yeah.
What's that aunt's email address?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I think she's
that's
lovely.
brilliant.
She sends her love every once in a while. I'll say, tell her I said hi, but I just don't need to have her in my life.
For us, it was somebody put it out. Do you remember Oliver and Terry Holler, the DeLorean people? They pointed it out just as simple as when you kind of go through a life reshuffle, and things became very different for us a couple of years ago. And I kind of wasn't, when things first start to happen and you don't really know what it is, but somebody who's been there before can fucking tell you immediately. I'm like, oh yeah, you're precious with your time now and your energy and your life's, its source and everything. I'm like, That's exactly what it is.
Grabbing
Yeah,
life.
now I care about taking care of myself and my wife and our life.
I wish I had this brain when I was 20. I wish I had. I mean, I have such a zest for life right now. I just want to do it all. I love to travel. I just want to go. And I'm very famous for, oh, we're going to do this. Do you want to go to Australia tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, let's do that. I have no problem with doing that. So I feel like every day is a blessing, and just get out there and make it happen. I wish I had it as a young person, like 20,
I keep saying that, but then tomorrow I'll go, man, I wish I had this yesterday. You know what I mean? Because every day I think I've got something. Tomorrow proves that I didn't have it yesterday.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's only is the now.
We have to cycle through. I think I don't know about reincarnation or what, but this can't be it.
I wouldn't have wanted to be me now at 19 when I really wanted to be me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't. I don't know what the hell life would be for that person, but it wouldn't be as interesting as what this person has collected.
Well, and I feel like we collect, why we are how we are is because we collected it through all those years. But now I want to do a do-over and be like, okay,
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Now I feel like defending your life. If you like Gary Shandling in that movie, it's like, all right, well, the next spin around, we probably moved on after it. Like, we figured it out.
Yeah. Gary Shandling.
I think do-overs happen.
I think so too.
So if that's what you want, like, you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
And I was telling someone yesterday, like, the show The Good Place. Do you know about it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
You turned me onto it. It really just gives you a template for, like, you choose everything you want. Like, you can make it go to bed.
Yes.
That's your choice. So.
Yeah.
For me, the eye-opening, veil-lifting thing for that show was in the very, very beginning. You get it pretty quickly, but everybody thinks most people think they're good people. Most people don't think they're an asshole.
That's true.
I would say almost no assholes think they're assholes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Not because they're assholes, just because you can't see it.
I don't know. I have some friends that'll say like, "Oh no, I'm an asshole."
Some will.
Yeah.
They're probably not. They probably like acting however they like because it's old shit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just think you have to make a decision to, like, you can't be like, oh, my childhood was this way, or, obviously if it was like some crazy abuse or something, that's like, I can't even imagine,
Was that part of your story for a long time?
No, I didn't.
Not the abuse. I meant like, oh, there's child stuff and I got to eventually get over it.
Just even, being raised in a religion where I couldn't interact with friends and do those kind of things that I wanted to do. A lot of people who have left the religion they really hate it, and I don't. I see what they are trying to do. It's not for me, and I don't hate my mom or hate that she needed that. She needed that family and that what feels right for her. And as long as they're not abusing people or doing that kind of thing, they're just knocking on your door, waking you up. Then it's as long as they're happy. I don't have anger toward that. She needed it for whatever reason, and I have really successfully moved on from it. It's just not. We get along fine, and even my dad, he was not a good dad, and he is a great dad now. And we've just come full circle because I just worked on it. Just been like, no, I'm your daughter. He'll be like, you're just a lady I'm getting to know. I'm like, no, I'm your daughter. We're gonna be best friends.
I feel like you are exceptionally wise. I do. Do you know Paul Zuckerman? The real Zuckerman on the
real Zuckerman. Oh, yeah, I know that.
His whole thing is do the work, and that's kind of what you summed up there. You just got to do the work.
Yeah.
You come out the other side. I think you're just awesome.
Thank you.
I would like to say that you're welcome here anytime if you have anything you want to promote or if you want to whatever. You're just great. You're just great. I'm so happy to meet you, and I'm so happy to know you now going forward so that we can say hello when we see each other at things.
Yes. At Pet Club.
Jump into the group you were talking about. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we like you a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're sitting there. Yeah, I know. I don't want to disturb, but now I will. I'll be like, hey, guys.
Please do. Say hello.
How do you feel about this, speaking of therapy?
Yeah.
Now, did they do a check-in? I do a check-in, and somebody's just like, I'll do that in therapy. I was like, oh, really? I didn't know. Okay.
I don't do therapy. I talk, and I think it's...
Because you don't need to do therapy.
I don't,
then.
and I do it with my friends, and my friends have... I can say... So he did that, and they're like, "Ugh, I know, he's just the worst," and then you're already there. You don't have to explain 10 years of.
They have the context, they have the pre-context, the pretext, everything, and then it's just that's healthy.
It's just
that's
talking.
healthy to be yourself with your with your friends and your community and your support system.
Yeah, it fixes everything.
Like I said, very wise. Did we get to everything we were supposed to get to? Is there anything we're supposed to promote? We didn't really do any of that. We kind of just got
I know.
to know each other.
I mean, I feel like, you know.
What?
I don't really want to promote anything. I mean, just, you know.
Oh, we don't need to. I want to make sure there wasn't something that, this weekend you're going to be at blah, 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 and we didn't talk about it.
No, yeah, I do want to do more driving. I want to get back into doing that. And, I'm kind of looking to do some rallies and things like that.
Did we land what part of town you live in now?
In Newport Beach.
Oh, you are still in Orange County, okay.
So we're driving your car or driving for industry shit? Or
in the industry.
Work stuff? Okay.
I'd like to do more, get back into driving, doing some racing, doing that kind of stuff too. Good to know. Yeah, rallies.
And you would be a casting director for the right producer.
And then I could cast it as well.
That's awesome.
Cast it, and that'd be me. Super easy, see?
That's how it goes.
It's so easy.
Lara, you're delightful. Seriously, we didn't know what to expect today. So these are always delightful when they're really good.
It can be scary, I know.
I'm good.
Same.
Are you doing anything this weekend? Are you going to be out and about anywhere?
This weekend, I'm doing so many things all the time.
Here we go.
I honestly don't know what.
All right.
I can't even, I'm blanking right now.
But if people see you, they should say hi to
They should say hi, yeah.
Mrs. Ryan, what do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
So we have Breakfast Club tomorrow, and that's going to be fun up at Newcomb's. They open at 9, and then...
I do want to do that one time. I see you guys doing that.
I hope you do.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
We're there every Friday. I mean, it's sort of become our thing, but it's not our thing. It's everybody's thing. We just started going there and making it regular.
I'm big in going to the mountains, too. I do that a lot. I go skiing and locally, and I'll just go up for the day and come back.
It's nature. It's all the things.
I love Newcomb's, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and then Saturday Malibu and Muffins, because Sunday we will be at Los Angeles Cars and Coffee with our friend OCL. Awesome. Looking very forward to that. Mrs. Ryan, I love you so very much. Lara, that Porsche girl, we love you so very much. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, honestly.
Really? You're welcome. We love everybody at home. Please have a great weekend. Love one another, and we'll see you out there. Correct.
Ding.